I'm standing in the official Oxford English Dictionary definition of the middle of nowhere. This is rural Northamptonshire. It's round about where the kingdom of Mercia is thought to have begun, and that's the kingdom that eventually united most of England over several centuries. The civilisation that took over from the Romans, who left just about the same spot a couple of hundred years previously. While it is the middle of nowhere, there's quite a lot of background noise. What you can hear is the M1 motorway behind me, and maybe a little bit in that, less than a mile in that direction is the A5, the Romans' old Watling Street. Just less than a mile in that direction, behind you, is the West Coast main line where the trains run. And above us is one of the main flight lines to and from Prestwick Airport. So although it's rural, there's quite a lot of background noise, which I think you can probably hear. And it got me thinking about this wee corner of the universe where I'm hiding from all the stuff that I try to hide from mainstream boring city life. It's leaning in on me. You're never that far away from it. You can hear it constantly. It's circling me, as if, circling the wagons, that kind of vibe. So it gave me a notion for a little poem, which I will read you now. Why are you racing through all that is real? Why are you blasting past all you should feel? To the trundling car sending Fox to his den, you can rattle the road, but you still can't get in. Why are you roaring past slower, calm scenes? Why shut your blinds against fields full of dreams? To the train that breaks silence, where silence begins, you can churn up the steel, but you still can't get in. Why are you hiding the stars we all know? Why lay those lines that have nowhere to go? To the plane flying west because a gamble's a win, you can scream from the sky, but you still can't get in. Why are you listening to pawns in a game? Why are you thinking being you is a sin? To the world that I left and won't hear what I mean, you can circle my corner, but you won't get back in. Now, some people might think that's a kind of negative concept, threatening or dynamic, but I like to think of it as positivity. I like to think of it as this is a reminder to myself of what I've achieved by escaping the main noise. There's only echoes behind me now. There's only kind of like distant, muffling history of a world that's behind me. And it can't get back in unless I let it. And I think that has wider meaning across a lot of people's lives, not necessarily as physically as having left city life to live in a boat, but in general, just the notion of once something is completed, it can't hurt you anymore. The memory will last forever, but the memory can be educational, it can be helpful, and it can be a reminder of what you've achieved, how far you've come. So I don't think it's positive, it's negative. I think it's quite a bright concept, as bright as this morning. It's time for some soup.